It's the ultimate travel guide from the people who know it best. Weekends with Yankee. One of the most innovative wines in the market isn't coming from Napa Valley or the Italian countryside. It's coming from Scarborough, Maine.
In the winemaking industry in California, we look at anything that's not one of the noble varieties, Cabernet, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, as an attempt to imitate the greats, and therefore, why bother? What we've learned making wild blueberry wine is that we're not making something imitative, we're making something wholly unique.
Childhood friends Eric Martin and Michael Terrien grew up near Portland, Maine. In the early 20s, they both moved to California, where Eric pursued a writing career and Michael discovered winemaking, learning the intricacies of producing Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in Napa. True Mainers at heart, they frequently made trips back to their home state where they got to thinking about their favorite local fruit.
We're always messing around in Maine. We're here in the summers, and we're on a bachelor party trip drinking our last bottle of alcohol, which was a bottle of kind of sweet blueberry wine. And Michael's looking at it, and he's like, wild blueberries are so good. There's got to be a better way. You got to be able to make a wine that's more honest, that's more reflective of blueberries than this. So those things come together to us getting bored and middle age, and instead of the sports cars and the girlfriends, we're like, let's start making let's go off and run off together a few times a year and make blueberry wine.
And that was the start of Bluet. Wild Maine blueberries are much smaller and have a more complex flavor than their cultivated high-bush cousins, and are chock full of antioxidants.
As a winemaker making Cabernet and Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, then approaching wild blueberries, the one thing that really is remarkably different is the antioxidant capacity of wild blueberries, which is off the chart. I mean, it's a superfood.
Michael and Eric are preserving the essence of this fruit in their dry, sparkling wine.
You can only make wild blueberry sparkling wine from here, from Maine. You think of Pinot Noir as this extraordinary wine, and it is. It's gone through a millennium of a dance between humans and that DNA, and then transported from a hillside in Burgundy across a continent, across an ocean, across another continent. These things are what we do in order to elicit this extraordinary flavor from Pinot Noir in California or Willamette. That's cool. What is insanely cool about this fruit is that it has not moved in 10,000 years. It started 10,000 years ago right here, and all we are doing is lifting it off the ground, seeing what the flavor differences are by turning it into a wine without doing anything, aside from letting it ferment and putting it into a bottle and having a secondary fermentation.
They also saw this venture as a way to expand and sustain the Maine blueberry market.
This farm has been in the family for generations. I'm the 7th generation, and we've been commercially harvesting blueberries for over 150 years. The wild blueberry, it's available fresh for 2 or 3 weeks out of the year, and that's it. You have a short window. They freeze incredibly well, so the frozen wild Maine blueberries are perfect for year-round consumption. But the value added is really where we need to go just to make sure that the farm keeps going for future generations. So to be able to work with Michael and Eric, develop their very exciting value-added product, it means a lot to us.
We're in Appleton, Maine. I run a wild blueberry receiving station. We're actually the biggest grower of certified organic wild blueberries in the state of Maine now, which makes us the biggest in the United States. There's been several outfits in Maine that have attempted to make wild blueberry wine. Michael tried a wild blueberry wine and thought that he could do better. Well, I tried Michael's wine, and I think he's succeeded.
Michael and Eric hope this is just the beginning of the blueberry wine industry in Maine.
What we'd really love to see is many, many people making wild blueberry wine.
We have that big dream of creating this ecosystem that could lead to something that would be much bigger than us or much bigger than Bluet. Maybe that could change the game for the wild blueberry growers. It could help the Maine economy and lead to all sorts of fascinating stuff in the beverage world. That's the big dream. And we realize it's a little crazy, but we kind of believe it.